I want to talk about parenting.
Even if you're not a parent.
I'm not a parent. I don't have any kids. I'm not even married. But I know so many people that come from bad parenting. Let me start with this. To be a doctor, you need to have, I think, if I'm not mistaken, an accumulated amount of studying and plus practical applications, residency and all that. I think about 10 to 14 years before you could even open up a body or take care of somebody, because somebody's life is in your hands. To be an architect, you would have to study for another 4, 5, 6 years before you pass the bar. Then you have to be an intern first with a company before you could build your first building, because thousands of people's lives are in your hands. If anything happens to that building, people's lives are in your hands. People will die. To be an engineer, same thing. You would have to do a lot of studying to be able to pass to become an engineer, because if you build that road, build anything with any structures that engineers build, right? And something happens, people's lives are in your hands. Yet, to be a parent, you don't need any education. You don't need any knowledge. And yet, somebody's life is in your hands. That baby's life is in your hands. Imagine, everything that the baby will know or not know will be based on what you know or not know. Somebody's life is in your hands, and yet there's no education needed. I think that's the biggest problem with our society. That's why, for some reason, I'm getting this sense that there are more people that I'm meeting that need help because of bad parenting. Now, I am not making excuses for bad behavior. You have to be responsible for your behavior and how you deal with things. But with better parenting, you have a better chance. You're starting off on a higher level or a better point than if you start off with bad parents. And that's the problem with society. We don't give enough emphasis to parenting. Now, where do kids find parenting? Or how do they learn about society, how to handle things, when they're not getting it from their parents? Or their parents are teaching them the wrong values, wrong things, not because they want them to be a bad kid, because they don't know better. And that's the basic problem. So, kids now turn to two things to learn about life. Number one, media, television, movies. This becomes their parent when the parents are not available. And what do most parents do when they're tired of handling their kids? They plop them in front of the TV, turn on the TV and leave them. So the TV becomes the parent. And the problem with having the TV as a parent is this: kids model behavior from what they see. Then they see two adults on television fighting, and they assume that is the right way to argue and fight, and that is how adults fight. And they model that behavior. So when they become an adult, they think it's right to argue with someone and then say, I don't want to talk to you, and walk away, because that's what they see on TV. The problem with TV as a parent is this: most of the characters you see on television are dysfunctional. There are no normal people on television. All the lead characters are dysfunctional. And the reason why they're dysfunctional is because if they were normal, you wouldn't have a story. The only reason you have a story is because these people are all dysfunctional. That's why there's drama in it. So that drama on television that you see, or these kids see, they think this is normal drama. That's why they call it drama, because that is dramatic. Normal life is not like that. And that's one problem. The other problem is, so they mirror what they see on television. The other problem is social media naman. When television shows you how you behave in society, social media tells you what your values should be. And nowadays, the problem with social media, and kids see this, is they see people flashing their cars, their yachts, their money, their jewelry, their lifestyle. Whatever happened to morality, character, kindness, love? You don't see that on social media as much. I wish you would. So that's the problem I'm seeing right now in our society. There's a lack of parenting education, and then it's replaced by social media and traditional media to teach you your values and to teach you how to behave. No wonder kids are all screwed up nowadays. No wonder there's a high rate of depression, a high rate of dysfunctional individuals because of that reason. And there's a lot of abuse happening. I know that there are books about parenting, there are videos about parenting, but that's elective or optional. It's your choice or initiative to seek that information. The smart parents do that. But the ones that need it aren't the smart parents. The ones that need it are the ones that don't know they need it. Those are the ones that should be saved, the ones that don't think they need it. So I think in the 8 months that you're pregnant, you and your partner should take parenting education for the 8-month period. So while you're pregnant, you're also learning how to not be stressed, how to relax, how to handle themselves, how to take better care of themselves, not just physically, but psychologically as well. Because the damage you do to your kid is not just what you take in your stomach, but what you put in your head. So the importance of having a mandatory parenting educational program, and I think it should be countrywide. I think the government should do it. They have the money to do it. Or if not, at least they should do that. That's not a question. They should include it in the maternity places, the public maternity homes, mga ganun, everywhere. They should include these programs in all of those places. So for all the parents watching, or for all the pregnant women out there, I recommend you talk to your partner, and if he doesn't want to join you in the program, you should at least educate yourself and learn more about how to raise kids and be more responsible parents.